I'm Danny. I'm hiking the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico to Canada, and right now I'm in the middle of this beautiful meadow that I just moments where I just can't believe places like this exist. It's just so gorgeous. We camped on the edge of the meadow last night. There's actually no camping in the meadow because they want to preserve it, which I think is wonderful. Today, let's see, I'm in the Sierras. I came in through Kearsarge Pass. I've done a couple passes. Today I'm shooting for the next pass. It's going to be another 10 miles downhill and then 10 miles uphill to a pass. So I'm going to work on my timing there. You don't want to end your day on the pass, but I want to do 20 miles a day. So my food is planned for 20 miles a day. In theory, I'm going to make it to Mammoth. I'm debating about popping out early at a place called VVR, which stands for something something resort. And yeah, we'll see how it goes today. I'm camping with Frito right now. Frito and I hung out all day yesterday and had a lot of great conversation, and we're running about the same pace. So I know he's going to VVR, so we might end up there together. There's a big group of people I passed yesterday for lunch, not yesterday, day before for lunch, and also camped with. And I got to see some of them yesterday on the way to the pass, but I didn't see them after the pass, so I'm not sure if they're gonna catch up to us and go to VVR at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, today is gonna be another 10 miles downhill, 10 miles uphill, which is the opposite of yesterday. Yesterday we started with the uphill, and my legs were killing me by the end of the day. So I'm hoping downhill first and uphill second, my legs will be warmed up, which is complete BS. That's not how it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a rough second half of the day, but I've got a 5-hour energy and I'm saving it for the uphill. So let's see what happens. All right, back on trail. So it's cold. It is way colder in the meadow. When I recorded that video in the meadow, we camped like on the edge of the meadow in the woods. And holy crap, it is way colder in the meadow. So when I got back to my tent, I was like just freezing. I did a quick inventory on my food. I clearly have enough food for 3 days. So today, tomorrow, the next day. I'm thinking that will get me to Mammoth. When it's a little bit warmer, I'll do the numbers. And I just showed you a video of my empty campsite and Frito still passed out. It's about 7 o'clock. And I'm moving because I'm cold. Oh wow, look at this stream back here. Yeah. So, anyways, more later when I'm less cold. So I just spotted this. Just a note from the ranger. Ranger station is over there. And the Whitney portal is now open. So half of Mount Whitney was on fire, so you couldn't get in and out with the Whitney portal. That was the east side. So I came in through the west side when I did Whitney a couple days ago. And I keep seeing this, it's so sad. It's a missing person. And you know, picture of him, picture of his gear. So yeah, I've seen that a few times now. So yeah, just to recap on that Whitney portal thing. There was a fire on Mount Whitney like a week and a half ago. It was on the east side, so they closed the east side, which was called the Whitney Portal. That was the name of the trail. So you can't just park your car, walk up Whitney Portal and go to the top of Mount Whitney for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So the way the PCT came through, it came through on the west side, which means I could climb Mount Whitney. And ultimately what that meant was when I got to the top of Mount Whitney, there was no one there. It was incredible. I had Mount Whitney to myself. And I mean, that's the reason why I got to the top of Mount Whitney and yelled, "Danny lives," which is basically the phrase that has been just charging me lately. It's actually embroidered on my pack, "Danny lives," because I spent so many years working for somebody else and so many years trying to please everybody else. And it wasn't until I started living for myself that everything started to change. Oh wow, check out this meadow. It's huge. Actually, I'm gonna get a picture from the front. Oh, it's so beautiful. Can't believe places like this exist. All right, so I just double checked the app and it says Cross Evolution Creek. So we're gonna have to cross this river, or it's not a river, cross this creek. And there's no like rocks to hop on, there's no bridge. It looks like it's moving pretty swiftly. So yeah, it looks like I'm taking my socks and shoes off. Or I could just sludge through. But all right, well, here we go. All right, I just made it to the other side. If you're wondering how deep it is, it's about that deep. What's interesting is you think you're going across straight, but every step you take, the river pushes you down. So you're going diagonal. And the deeper it gets, the more it pushes you to the side. So I can't imagine if it was knee deep. Okay, I kid you not, 100 yards downstream from the stream I just crossed, this is what it looks like. That is how fast the water was moving when I crossed. It just happened to be between my ankles and my knees. It looks like a fun, like river rapid rafting kind of a area. Look at those, all those class 1, class 2 rapids over there. Wow, another 200 yards, and this thing is just an epic, epic waterfall. Holy cow. That's gorgeous. Yeah, it just keeps getting better. Here's another angle for that last one. Wow. There's a deer right here looking at me. Hey baby, how you doing? So I finally found a sunny spot to sit and let all my stuff kind of dry. The gloves are a fun story. Because it was raining yesterday, my gloves got a little bit wet and I didn't realize it. I put them away. This morning I put my gloves on and just started going because I was cold. But I put my gloves on in my tent. And man, I just like, no matter how fast I went, I just could not warm up. My hands were just like ice. And it turns out my gloves were just a little bit damp and cold. And they were keeping me cold. When I finally realized it and took them off, my dry hands got warm right away. So there's a little tip for you. Make sure that your gloves and everything are dry in the morning. And I know sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes you'll wake up, it's cold, and things are just a little bit damp from dew overnight. And it's hard to tell if something is cold or if it's cold and wet. But in this case, my gloves were wet from yesterday. So yeah, that was fun. So now my stuff's kind of dry. The gloves are dry. The sneakers are like halfway dry. The socks are halfway dry. And I'm just gonna get walking again. Next time I stop, I'm gonna spread them out again. But I did take a long break, had some breakfast. So it's a nice stop. It's about 9 o'clock. I've gone 4 miles so far, which is about right. I go about 2 miles an hour. So from 7, 8, 9, 4 miles, that makes sense. It's all been downhill, which has been wonderful, and I'm just gonna keep going downhill. So here's an interesting leave no trace moment. I was at this water source, filling up my water, and I realized somebody left a bag. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized it's a broken bag. This clip is broken. On the other side, it's actually ripped. And I took a good look at it. It's a bag of trash. Someone's bag broke, they put all the trash in it, and they left it behind. That's not how it works, guys. Not cool. And I found it, and now it's my responsibility. So I'm gonna carry this 60 miles to the next trash. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. This valley's actually too big to show you the river and the top at the same time. I just got a heads up from some southbound people that there's a bear up ahead they saw, and that's actually one of the reasons why I picked up that trash. Leaving wrappers and stuff around is just gonna attract animals, and who knows what kind of animals you're gonna attract. So yeah, leave no trace. I trust you, all you people watching this. Please don't ever do that. Can you imagine walking up on a bear while it's found a little trash bag full of food and it's eating, and now it thinks that you might be trying to take its food? Not a fun situation. All right, so it looks like we're entering the Sierra National Forest and we're exiting Kings Canyon National Park. And we're entering the Sierras in style with this amazing bridge. There we go. John Muir Wilderness, Sierra National Forest. I keep running into these massive trees. I sat my pack down here just to show you how big it is, and I'm just in awe. Like, the big pieces of bark are as big as my pack. It's just incredible. Also, look how deep they are. Like my hand. Like, it's as deep as my hand almost. Look at these pieces of bark just sitting here on the ground. See how thick that is? That's incredible. Look at all the layers. So many layers. Amazing. Keep finding these amazing moments, and there's no one else here. It's like you just have the whole place to yourself. I'm almost all the way up Seldon Pass. Look at this amazing stream that runs and goes through many waterfalls and then ends up in that lake way off in the distance that drops into another lake that drops into another lake. It's just absolutely gorgeous. All right, I'm about to hit the top of Seldon Pass. This is the view I'm saying goodbye to. It's absolutely gorgeous. And now, holy cow. Wow. It's incredible. I just met 2 rangers at the top of the pass. They checked my permit and we had a cute little conversation. It turns out one of them, it's like their new career. She's 38 and she's just starting this whole ranger thing, and that seems awesome. It's like basically this is her office basically. Here's another shot of the view now that I'm just a little bit further down. Wow, it's so spectacular. All right, it is 6 o'clock and I have made my 20 for today. So I'm just gonna keep walking. It's all downhill. So who knows? Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 8:30. Might be able to make 25 miles today. That'd be wonderful. At the moment, I've got 40 miles to Reds Meadows. Reds Meadow? One or the other. And that's where I'm gonna pop out to Mammoth. So let's see, at 20 miles a day, that means 2 more days to Reds Meadow. But if I get an extra 5 in today, that means I will get there a little earlier 2 days from now. So that sounds wonderful. So let's just go for it. And another reason why I'm gonna keep going is I just happen to find myself in an area where the mosquitoes are really bad again. So I used my bug spray, but it doesn't seem to be working as well as it did a day or 2 ago. So I'm just gonna keep on moving and see if I can get to an area that has a lot less mosquitoes. Also, on a side note, I found a really cool rock. I just had another surprise water crossing. Let me show you how deep it was for me. Only about that deep. Not so bad. You know, a little bit there. Wow, look at this. Clearly, mosquitoes are attracted to the smell of sweat. All right, so it's been a hectic couple of hours. I've got a lot of bug spray and I used it, and it still wasn't enough for these mosquitoes. Every time I stopped, I had like 10 on me. And it's because there's so many water streams and they're running slowly and just like creating like muck for them to spawn in, I guess. So there's a lot of friggin' mosquitoes. And just setting my tent up, I couldn't stop moving. Like, I'm surrounded by 15 or 20 at all times. And like, I'm trying to put a peg in and I can't sit still. So I have to like set it up, go to the next one, set that one up, go to the next one, set that up, then come around and start hitting them in one at a time because you just can't stop moving. And I don't get it. My tent was closed and I opened it just enough to toss my pack in and jump in after it and close the tent. And there was like 20 mosquitoes inside the tent. And I just basically killed them all, and it took a while. So, interesting end to a day, being totally attacked by mosquitoes. But I made it 25 miles, so that's really exciting. That means I got 35 to Red Meadows, which means I can do a 20 and a 15, or who knows, maybe I'll end up doing another 25. I was looking at the route ahead and it wasn't that steep, so I might be able to just like cruise right over it and do another 25 tomorrow, which would be amazing, because then I could just do 10 right into, basically into Mammoth. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day and eat dinner and stuff inside my tent. Like, I want to adjust these vestibules to close them, but I refuse to open the tent back up. So I'm gonna have a mosquito-free night from now forward. Not sure, can the camera pick up all these mosquitoes on the other side of my net? There's dozens. Well down there. And they're all bouncing against the net trying to get in.